Well, it wasn't even a 24-hour wait that we get Donovan Jackson inside of TCO Studios, the Vikings' first-round draft pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. What has the last few hours been like for you?
Man, it's definitely been a whirlwind of emotions. You know, having my family there, them being proud of me, and then getting a call saying, "Oh, by the way, you gotta be here by tomorrow morning." So it's a blessing because I know I'm living the dream. You know, so many people would want to be in this position, and I don't take that for granted. I know this is such a great organization, and I know it's where I'm supposed to be.
At what age were you when you realized the NFL was your dream?
6.
Oh, wow.
When I first started playing football, you know, the teachers always ask, you know, what's your plan in life? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always say I want to be a professional football player. And so, of course, the teacher's like, no, let's be a little more realistic. I was like, no, like I'm gonna be a professional football player. And so, it's kind of funny how, you know, life has a way of working itself out.
It does. Tell me a little bit more about your football journey. You start at 6, and then when did you realize I do have that like raw talent of being able to go professional in this?
Yeah, so being born and raised in Texas, they let you wear pads as soon as you get out the womb. So, you know, from a young age, I started playing football among other sports. But I didn't really know I had something there until probably my 7th grade year in middle school, when I went up against, you know, other kids that were similar to my age, and I was, you know, doing really well. And that's when my dad was like, "Hey, we may have something here." And so of course I was like, "I don't really know, you know, I'm just playing, you know, public school football." I was like, "No, like I really do believe in what you're doing." And so that's when I started locking in more of my training, whether it be nutrition, and trying to put myself in that position to succeed, and so I can, you know, make it to levels beyond just middle school football.
Yeah, where does that accountability come from? Because 7th grade, you're worried about nutrition. I read somewhere that you were already watching a lot of film on either YouTube or Huddle. Where did that accountability and like drive come from?
I would say it's just the ability to want to be great. You know, everybody chases greatness, but there's a lot that goes into it. And so I knew that this is my dream, and I knew what went into it. And I always knew that if I wanted to get to where I am today, a lot had to go into it. And so a lot of sacrifices had to be made, and I was willing to do so in order to get to where I am today.
You say sacrifices, but do you have fun doing these things?
No, I have so much fun. Like I'm living the dream. This is not some like bad thing to do. Like I'm definitely living the dream and having so much fun doing it. But you know, along the way, there's some things you can't do in order to, you know, excel on the football field.
Well, on that subject, you know, we've talked about your high standards for yourself. Obviously, graduating cum laude from Ohio State University, and then you're also obviously a football savant in the film room and things like that. But I wanted to see who Donovan Jackson was when he unwinds and has fun. What do you do?
Man, I'm a huge movie person. You know, growing up, I was reading comic books that my dad passed down to me. So anything related, you know, Marvel, DC, Star Wars included, I was huge into movies. You know, fishing. My dad and we went fly fishing before the season started, and that was cool. Next time I probably won't go in shirt and shorts.
Yeah,
that wasn't as fun.
That.
Yeah. But anything to try to, like, you know, get my mind away from the field and try to unwind a little bit mentally. So when I get back on the field, I'm more refreshed and ready to go.
I love that. You know, Minnesota is a very big fisherman community. A lot of people like to fish. It's a big hobby of Minnesotans, as well as 2 of your offensive linemen, new offensive linemen, Ryan Kelly and Will Fries. Huge fishermen. So you might have some common ground there. What did any of them or any of the Vikings players from that side of the ball, did they reach out to you after you were drafted?
Yes, a lot of guys from the offensive line room reached out to me. You know, Christian Darrisaw, Ryan O'Neal, and Ryan Kelly, they all reached out to me saying, you know, congratulations, you earned this moment, and celebrate with your family, and then can't get really excited to get to work with you. So I kind of shared the same sentiment. You know, those guys are guys who've been playing at a very high level for a very long time. So, you know, just getting the opportunity to learn from them and seeing what they did to get to this point is what I'm really looking forward to.
I mean, those are 3 Pro Bowlers that you get to sit down and kind of get to know a little bit better. What is the expectation for you starting off here as we'll kick off OTAs, rookie minicamp, and right into the training camp and the season?
The expectation for me is just come in, learn, and do whatever I can to help the team win. You know, that can mean a multitude of things, but at the end of the day, I want to, you know, play ball the best of my abilities, and whatever the team needs, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, we learned that from your Ohio State days, especially this last national championship run. I did want to ask you about the jersey. We saw you with the photos and that whole big moment finally happening. Number 74, is that a significant number to you?
No, it's
No,
not.
just wondering.
It's not really significant. I remember walking in my first day at Ohio State, and they had 72 and 74 available, and 74 just looked a little cooler, so I was like, I'll take 74.
All right,
And so
well,
kinda
it's significant
rocked
to
with that.
you because
Yeah.
it's from the beginning of your journey, right? Well, I want to ask you one last thing before I let you get on with the rest of your whole media experience today. You know, game days in Minnesota are very different, and you come from Texas, you come from the Horseshoe, all those game day environments. What do you know about Minnesota Vikings game days?
I know there's a lot of traditions. You know, people dress up in Nordic attire. You have the giant horn and everything like that. You have the skull chant, which I'm really looking forward to hearing for the first time. But I know that I have a couple teammates who are from the area, and they tell me all the time how amazing football is here. So I'm just looking forward to experiencing it for myself.
Yes, you are going to love it here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.